Wow, what a scream.
Oh my.
That's a phenomenal scream right there if I ever saw one.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Delgado, you lost weight, bro? You lost weight?
A little bit.
A little bit. You look great, man. Look at you.
I'm in good fighting weight.
Yeah, you in great shape.
Welcome to Like We Never Left, the SNY digital series that brings you your favorite teams, brings them back together, and we're happy to have Endy Chavez, Billy Wagner, David Wright, Floyd, Carlos Delgado, and the skipper Willie Randolph all with us for today's episode. So before we get into more specifics about 06, let's start with really what was the probably the best roster in the big leagues going in. And part of what comes with that is the Rip City SI cover. And David, I got to go to you and Carlos is the two guys in this shoot. Captain Red Ass, I think, deserves an explanation for those of us at home who may not know what was behind that. What was that photo shoot like? And did you have a feeling when you were doing something like that maybe something special was brewing?
With Paul LaDuca, I think that, Captain Red Ass sums it up pretty correctly. I think that he was an emotional leader on the team. I think that he kept things loose, and that photo shoot was exactly the way it looked. I mean, it took probably 5 minutes, and they said, all right, you guys get together, and then we started laughing and joking on each other and ripping on each other, which was a trademark of that team.
Very appropriate for Paul LaDuca, Captain Red Ass, for somebody that claims to be so happy and be so great at gambling and everything else that he did. He always had the ass. So it's hard to explain. You're supposed to be happy when you're not, but you were. You know what I'm saying? Paul's a good guy. He's got a lot of character, good personality. But that was the essence of that ball club. We're a good bunch, we were happy, we were cocky, we were enjoying ourselves. I don't remember the whole production of the picture. It probably happened like David said. Maybe it took five minutes to take that picture. I mean, I don't remember. All I remember is like every time that you look at that Sport Illustrated cover, you go like, wow, we're really good.
After 05. I saw this team was ready to take off. We kind of had a nice little chemistry going, and David and Jose were the nucleus of a young club, and we were just learning how to kind of win together. So I could feel going into spring training 06 that we were going to really do something special. No one ever thinks about whether you're going to be in the World Series or not. That's your goal, of course. But I just knew this team was ready with the pieces that we had, the way we would come together as a team. Like Carlos said, we played hard for each other, but I was really excited about our young talent.
We just had a good nucleus of dudes, man. And that's the one thing that you cherish, because I play a long time in the league, just like Los and a lot of these guys. When you have a good squad, it should feel immediately that you have a good squad. And I knew we did. I knew the guys, the character, everything was on point. We just got to go out there and play.
Billy and Carlos, you guys come at this from a different perspective. What was it like joining this team?
Having the defense and the bullpen and the offense, I knew I was going to get a lot of work. That was the fun part. But having the ability to know we're going to win every day we went out there was going to be opportunity to win and get to our goal of the World Series. And I think me and Willie had talked when I was trying to sign and come to the Mets that was the goal. I mean, there was no other goal than winning the World Series.
There was talent there, and it was good people. So I got a glimpse of it in 2005 from the other side. And when I got there, I was happy I was there, because playing against the 2006 from the other side was going to be very hard. So it was exciting. It was awesome to be a part of it. And then I won David Wright to win a Gold Glove, by the way, with all my picks at first base. Remember that. Don't you ever forget that.
I would agree with that. After every
get half of that Gold Glove.
After every throw that I throw in the dirt, I remember that look that you would give me and then pound your chest, like hit me in the chest, hit me in the chest. I remember that.
Cliff, you mentioned that this was towards the end of your career, and one of the things that you've talked about, I know David's talked about it a lot, was taking David and the younger players under your wing. What did that mean to you? What kind of mentor were you?
It wasn't me. It was everybody that had D. Wright and Jose, as Lo said. That was our clubhouse. It was me to make sure, like he had some stupid stuff on his phone, like, hi, this is David Wright on his voicemail. Get that crap off the phone. We're not doing it. But It's like, boy, you know you're David Wright off your phone, fool. But you know, man, it was fun to just watch these kids grow and then be able to have the extra fun on top, you know, going through the airports and just stuff that we'll always be able to have memories of, but to watch them grow in the game, that was a special thing for me.
May 19th, Carlos, you get intentionally walked by Mariano Rivera to get to David Wright. And I mean, that's a highlight that still runs on SNY maybe once a week as a Mets classic. Carlos, we'll start with you. What was that half inning like, and what were you thinking when you got the intentional walk to get to David?
they did me a favor. You know, I was probably gonna be an easier out. Lefty against righty. You know, when you're facing Mariano, that cutter is coming into you. You don't want any part of that. He probably did us a favor. Face David Wright, who he can get extended, go right center. I mean, I wasn't offended. I tell you that much. Any other junk baller, I might be offended, but Mariano, no, I'm not offended by any means.
David, were you confident going into that AB?
No. You know, I remember that at bat. You always tried, and I think that's what made this lineup so great, was you always wanted to be the guy to make them pay for decisions like that. But against Mariano, you're thinking that, you know, hey, you know, let's just hopefully something to put it in play. Hopefully something good happens. But I missed a pitch earlier in the at bat that I fouled off, and I was like, that's the pitch that I should have put in play. And I kind of stepped out of the box, took a deep breath, and actually put in play a better pitch than I'd missed earlier in the bat, and just fortunate to find a hole. But, you know, that lineup, I mean, it was a, you know, who's up next, you know, next guy up type mentality where it didn't matter who you were going to pick. You know, we were going to make you pay.
Endy, speaking of that, you were the next guy up a lot.
Well, I always was ready to play, and then I saw Cliff getting hurt early in the game, and I'm like, uh-oh. So it's nobody else. I got to go. So, soon they told me, hey, you're going in. I'm like, well, I'm ready.
And Endy never met a high fastball that he didn't like. He'd be swinging at that.
I love high fastball, especially with
you get on top of it, too.
Willie, I guess this question's to you. Is Julio Franco still playing baseball somewhere?
He might be, and he can still probably hit too. He was amazing. We forget about those guys who were on the bench along with Endy, but yeah, I mean, we needed everybody.
Early June, 9-1 road trip out west. Does that stick out as a time where you thought this team is legit? We have a chance to get to the World Series.
We were just very confident. I don't think we ever went in going, well, I hope if we can go 6-4, you know, we can do that. I think we went in going, hey, we're gonna win this series. You know, hopefully we'll win. We'll sweep. I mean, that was the thought. We were good. We were good enough to go out there and have that feeling that, you know, going 9-1, we probably was thinking, shit, I should have been 10-0.
I don't know if you remember this, B-Wags. During the season, somebody on the field was like, yo, you know, Wags is tipping his pitches. So I'm like, oh, really? Oh, okay, I'm gonna go. It goes, no, you can't. I'm like, no, I was gonna just run it by. I'm like, yo, my boy, you tipping your pitches. Yo, Wag said, am I? Tell him to hit it. I'm like, oh.
It wouldn't matter anyway. It wouldn't matter.
Well, I wasn't good enough to hide much anyway. It was a one-pitch pony anyway.
Yo, I looked at you, Wags, like, damn, I need that confidence, dog.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know if it was confidence or just ignorance.
The division clinching catch was made by Cliff Floyd. Cliff, what were your thoughts in that moment? Were you 100% certain that you had it the whole way?
Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, my thought was if you drop this, just run out the back, bullpen. Yeah, man, you want the ball to come to you, man. That you know, it was a tough year for me personally. Right, on the field, everybody was balling, and you're like, damn, where is your swing? So you're fighting uphill. The saving grace is your team is good.
To Cliff's point, I mean, I think that's the kind of group that we've been talking about this entire time. Is if you would ask me right now if Cliff had a good year in 2006, I would have said he had a fantastic year, because you never knew in the clubhouse that he says he struggled, that I wouldn't have ever guessed that, because he was the same guy coming in, and it wasn't about him struggling. It was about us winning as a group.
And speaking of celebrations, you beat the Dodgers in the NLDS. Take me through what that feeling was like.
That was, I think, all right, we're really good, because they're a good team too. They threw their aces and we made them look like, you know, that they were all right players, pitchers, whatever you want to say. The celebration was just, I thought it was quick. It was quick. It was like, yo, we got unfinished business. We good here. We knew we were good, but we had to dust them off first. And, you know, then it started to like manifest in the club. I was like, all right, let's do work, fellas.
So let's get to the catch, Endy, and show us your T-shirt one more time.
Right.
Yeah, all right.
It's not Michael Jordan.
Take me through the play start to finish and whether you think you had it the whole way.
Willie had to make the decision to bring the righty or keep Oliver in the game. So when I saw him, he's still on the game. I'm like, okay, they boxed him inside, and I know Scott Rowland had power, so Edmond was in first, and I say, well, I'm not gonna be a few steps back than normal, so if he hit the ball in the gap, I can pick it up quickly and trying to get Edmond home, same way if he hit it to the line. That was all my plan for defense. He just hit that bullet to left field. I'm like, that wasn't, or it's out or it's in the fence. So I say, well, let me hustle and see, you know, look good at least, because I feel like it's a homer. And when I just timed the ball and jumped, I did what I could to put the glove in the spot. I didn't see anything. Last time I saw the ball was in front of me, but all the way back to the fence, I didn't see anything. I just feel the ball hit my glove, and I like, it went in. So my reaction, I like, it's in. So I at the same time, with the heel on the wall, the ball hitting my glove, I can get good grip. So I say, okay, pull it in. If you throw it in the air, it's a double, not a homer. So when I did that and I was looking the ball in the air, I saw it on my glove. But, okay, it's here. So when I elevated my eyes to look for Edmond, I saw him, he's stopping like by Reyes, you know, the shortstop, trying to go back. And I'm like, he mine. So I saw Reyes waving at me, hey, give me. I'm like, no, Reyes, you too close. I got good arms. I go to Valentin. I like the infield, made the short throw. So that's what I did. I threw the ball to Valentin. And I think the best part was when Valentin threw to first base and I saw Delgado.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't have to even look the umpire. I know it's out. So I was very emotional because we saved the game at the time, and everything happened so fast that I know what happened, but I don't know how I did it.
The fist pump from Carlos is such a big part of the highlight. And what was your vantage point of that play? How focused could you have possibly been on getting that runner when you had that play happening in front of you and the Shea Stadium crowd erupting?
When I see Endy jumping and actually catching the ball, you go, oh, hold on, I gotta get to where I need to get. So I got to first base, which is the only place that I got to go. It just worked out perfect, you know. Valentin, good relay throw. So for a minute, you know, you see that what happened, but you don't know, you don't understand exactly how it happened. Like, this is the first time that I hear Endy Chavez telling this story, that he literally didn't see the ball. I mean, we can talk about it for hours, but this just happened in like 2 seconds.
David, is that the loudest you ever heard Shea?
No doubt.
Loud.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was loud.
You know, I think that when Endy jumped, I jumped with Endy, probably about half as high. And I can just remember Reyes and I mean, we were like middle school girls, like yelling and screaming, like to try to get Endy to throw it in so we could get Edmonds, because Edmonds had grounded second. And, you know, by far the best play I've ever witnessed in person, and by far the best fist pump I've ever witnessed in person. I've always admired the fist pump at first base right in Jim Edmonds' face as he's running.
Yeah.
So,
Willie, in terms of momentum, you had it in that game 7. How, in your frustration of looking back that you guys didn't get to where you wanted to get, How much of that is part of your thinking? Like, man, we really felt like we were going to win that game a couple times.
Yeah, well, we always look back on little things that happen in the course of the game, whether you leave a guy on base with, less than 2 outs or whatever, or you don't get that big knock. That's part of the game. The baseball gods sometimes can be very cruel on you, but we still felt confident that we'd win the game. And it's funny because I remember I had a great angle on that play. And, when Endy went up and made that tremendous catch, I looked at my coaches and said, hey, we're going to the show, man. There's no way we're not going to the show. This is unbelievable, And to David's point, I grew up in Shea Stadium, so I remember times when the place was rocking like that. And I've never heard it as loud either. But you just knew in your heart that, we're going to win this game because that was a catch that you'll never see again. And the bottom line is that this was our year. On the flip side of that, though, I remember thinking about Molina, who came into that series. You remember he was struggling a little bit. And again, you always get those situations where you wonder, okay, is the worm going to turn? I just had a bad feeling about that at bat. I don't know why I did, but it was just something to do with this guy's too good of a hitter, another future Hall of Famer, and just make a pitch on him. So it was kind of bittersweet in a way, or sweet bitter, because I knew we had it, but then I didn't feel too good about that last at bat. But again, like I said, sometimes the baseball gods could be a little cruel, but we had a tremendous year, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
If you guys win Game 7, you beat the Detroit Tigers, in your opinion?
Oh yeah, hands down.
David, you agree?
I do. And you got to give credit where credit's due. We ran into a bit of a buzzsaw in Jeff Suppan as well. He threw terrific against us. And I think that was the kind of guy that could give us fits, was a guy that could, change speeds, kind of pick on the corners. So I think that, you got to give credit to him as well, where I think he ultimately went on to become the NLCS MVP, but he threw the ball extremely well.
There's a social media topic that Mets fans, especially in 2020, are obsessed with, and it's bringing back the black jerseys. Now, it's so polarizing. Some Mets fans absolutely hate them. Some Mets fans absolutely love them. What would your thoughts be if I asked you, should they be brought back?
Hell yeah.
That's how you really feel.
Black jerseys to me, you can just, look, there's not a lot of things I pat myself on the back, but I do like swag. And I think the black jerseys are swagalicious. And our jerseys, the black ones, are the best in the game. When you think about our jerseys with the orange in there, and then, it's just everything about the black Mets jerseys were sick. So Stevie Cohen, all the other cats, bring the jerseys back, bro.
All right, let's go around the horn. Carlos, black jerseys, yes or no? Bring them back?
Yes, it's a go.
Billy?
Absolutely.
David?
100%.
Endy? Willie?
Yeah.
It was sharp, man. Sharp, always.
All right, that's 100%. That speaks for itself. Plus, you have the endorsement of swag from Cliff Floyd, and that should matter most. That's the number one in the pro column right there.
Some cats can't rock them. They don't look like D. Wright didn't look good in the wild white jersey. He just didn't rock it.
Why not, Cliff? Why not? Why did you put in the white jersey? I want to know this.
Yours, you didn't know if you wanted to be baggy or tight. Like you had a tight one day, and then some days it was loose. Like I didn't know what direction you was going with your jersey. Sometimes I don't know if you ate a burger before the game or if you didn't.
It was too much of that Popeye's chicken you'd order before every game.
That's right.
In the black jerseys, you always look dope. It always just flowed good. You can't rock these that you get inside with the white jerseys, bro. They gotta be the black ones. These are his, by the way.
Oh, nice.
So he liked the black jersey.
Well, guys, this has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much to Willie Randolph, Carlos Delgado, and Cliff Floyd, David Wright, Billy Wagner, Endy Chavez. We appreciate hearing from all of you. And be well, stay safe, and thanks so much again.
All right.
Thank you.